The 1957 championship at 123 pounds, Ed Peary of Pittsburgh and Harmon Leslie of Oklahoma State. As Ed Peary of Pittsburgh in the dark singlet and lanky Harmon Leslie of Oklahoma State squared off for the 123-pound final, Peary was trying to accomplish what few ever have. The pressure to match both his father and brother's 3 NCAA championships in front of his hometown fans must have been immense. With his brother watching from the stands and his legendary father in his corner, it must have felt like Peary had the weight of the world on his injured shoulder. Using his height advantage, Leslie was able to build a lead with a group of takedowns and escapes as Peary battled to keep this match close in this classic duel. If Peary was going to bring a 9th championship to the family, he would have to do it by coming from behind. It would be an uphill battle against the talented Leslie. As the match moved into the 3rd period, Leslie held a 3-point lead at 7-4. Just 2 minutes separated one of these grapplers from an NCAA title. But Ed Peary was struggling to find points against Leslie, and time was beginning to run out. It was going to take a Herculean effort to find late points for Peary as Leslie began to sense his own chance of a title. Sensing a need for action, Peary finally broke through and got a much-needed takedown, bringing Peary within 1 point of Leslie. Peary's dominance in the top position virtually assured him of a riding time point. But with time still left on the clock, there was still a chance for either wrestler to win in regulation. They tried to find the points that would garner a championship. With neither wrestler able to convert, the riding time point deadlocked the score at 7, sending the match to overtime. The overtime picked up where regulation left off, tied at 2-2. As overtime came to a close, the winner would be in the hands of the referees. For Peary, it was deja vu, having lost in his senior year high school state championships, a referee's decision. This time, it was unanimous. Peary won the referee's decision and captured the 123-pound championship, completing the unique 3x3x3 title run, securing his family's name in the history books. The 1970 championship at 142 pounds, Larry Owings of Washington and Dan Gable of Iowa State. When Larry Owings and Dan Gable began their 142-pound final, one thing was for sure. Owings was probably the only person in the building who thought he could actually win. Early on, Gable scored the first 2 points of the match as expected and held an early 2-0 lead. But what happened next surprised Gable and all 8,500 gathered in Northwestern's McGraw-Hall. Owings scored a series of points against a tired-looking Gable. He managed an escape, followed by a takedown, a second takedown, and another escape. After a technical violation, it was clear the momentum had swung to Owings' favor. When the dust cleared, midway through the second period, Gable no longer had the lead. His perfect record was on the line, and he trailed 7-2 in what was fast becoming a match for the ages. Anyone thinking Gable would fold his tent and surrender didn't know the heart of a champion. During the final half of the second period, Gable managed to claw his way back into the match with a takedown, a reversal, and an escape to make the score 8-6 in favor of Owings. With a perfect record hanging in the balance, in the final match of his collegiate career, Gable had to dig down deep and find inspiration. Starting the third period from the bottom, Gable found the strength to reverse Owings and tie the score at 8. After fighting back from an early 5-point deficit, Gable looked ready to take control of the match. What happened next will go down in NCAA history as one of the most surprising turn of events in wrestling. After Gable tied the score at 8, Owings escaped to take a 1-point lead. But with time remaining, Gable still had a chance to keep his unblemished record. But Owings had a different scenario in mind. In a stunning move, Larry Owings converted the single-leg takedown of his life, exposing Gable's shoulders to the mat for a stunning 4-point move and cementing one of the great upsets in NCAA wrestling history. As the time wound down in the third period, Gable could not respond. And when it was all over, Larry Owings had a 13-11 victory and had authored one of the most stunning moments in NCAA sports history. The 1979 championship at 118 pounds, Gene Mills of Syracuse and Joe Gonzales of Cal State Bakersfield. Orangeman Gene Mills of Syracuse and Joe Gonzales of Cal State Bakersfield met up in the 1979 118-pound final, one of the most anticipated matches of the year. These two lightweights, among the best of all time, had met earlier in the year, with Gonzales taking a 9-8 decision. Mills had the early advantage with a 3-2 lead following a takedown and an escape, bookending a Gonzales reversal. The second period saw a flurry of scoring as both wrestlers found points. It was clear this would not be a defensive battle. Like their earlier match, the two grapplers responded to every move with a counter move. When the second period ended, they found themselves tied at 7 points apiece. The excitement of the second period was a sign of things to come. As the third period started, Gonzales looked to repeat his earlier victory over Mills and managed to throw 3 takedowns, giving him a 13-10 lead late in the match. For Mills, time was running out. Down 13-10 late in the third, Mills managed an escape, drawing him within 2 points of Gonzales. While just a takedown was needed to send the match into overtime, that wasn't Mean Gene the Pinning Machine style. Looking to end the match in regulation, Mills took Gonzales down to his back for a 5-point move, securing a 16-13 victory and Syracuse's first NCAA title in more than a decade. The 1995 championship at 150 pounds, Steve Marionetti of Illinois and Lincoln McElroy of Iowa. When Steve Marionetti of Illinois met Lincoln McElroy of Iowa in the 95 final at 150 pounds, he faced a daunting task, wrestling an opponent with 57 straight wins, 2 NCAA titles in 2 trips, and a home crowd at Carver Hawkeye Arena. But Marionetti took the early advantage with a pair of takedowns, scoring 4 points in the first period.
Oh, and McElroy is caught. That should be a takedown right there.
It is.
And Marionetti almost had McElroy on his back, still has him in trouble. And McElroy has been unable to really get a good leg shot in. Marionetti in beautifully on McElroy. McElroy doing a nice job of countering.
McElroy's strength is outstanding. You see, he just can't turn him.
And that's a takedown.
He did finally get it, 4-1. And this crowd now momentarily discouraged.
And McElroy gets his escape.
4-2.
Down 4-2, starting the second period, McElroy struggled to find ways to score, as it seemed Marionetti had a counter for every move he threw at him. Instead, it was Marionetti that kept adding to his lead. For these two, there was more excitement to come.
In the meantime, Marionetti
gets another takedown. goes up 8-4 in the closing seconds of the second period.
And picks up momentum for this final period coming up. 8-4, a shocker in Carver Hawkeye Arena. 57-match streak, a winning streak on the line.
And McElroy responded to third period pressure with an escape to draw within 3 at 8-5. Now the crowd could sense a comeback, and McElroy added to his score as he tried to keep his winning streak and his dreams of 4 NCAA titles alive.
And his feet are in bounds. He should have it.
And now it's 8-7. A minute 43 left.
And we got ourselves a match here, Dave. This is the best you can hope for.
With just over 90 seconds remaining in the third period and Marionetti's lead just won at 8-7, the Illinois wrestler gained a point when McElroy cut him loose in an attempt to score a takedown. But it was Marionetti who took control.
And he's behind McElroy again. This could almost ice it. Oh, I don't know. It's just one leg, but they gave him the 2 points. They gave
11-7 with 35 to go. You're seeing history right here.
And as time wound down in the third period, Marionetti's triumph was complete.
And that's going to do it.
13-8, 20 seconds, that's all that's left.
The Illinois wrestler, Marionetti, is going to upset two-time champion Lincoln McElroy and end that 57-match winning streak.
Just a matter of moments now. 13-10.
See if McElroy can come up with a big throw, but I'm sure Marionetti isn't going to let him do it.
It's over.
What an upset. Steve Marionetti, he bided his time. He knew what he wanted to do. He took advantage of the aggression of Lincoln McElroy, and he turned it into a national title.
The 2002 championship at 184 pounds, Rob Rohn of Lehigh and Josh Lambrecht of Oklahoma. Whenever collegiate wrestlers hear the word comeback, it's likely they'll think of the 2002 184-pound final between Rob Rohn of Lehigh and Josh Lambrecht of Oklahoma. The match started slowly and uneventful as Rohn opened up the scoring with a takedown and held the early 2-0 lead.
Right there, he hooked the leg. Rohn gets the takedown, and he goes 2-0 up on Lambrecht. But here comes Lambrecht right back. He's not quitting in that position.
Lambrecht responded to escapes and early in the second period tied the match at 2. But what started as an even battle between these two would soon turn into a one-sided affair. Lambrecht went on a tear in the second period, scoring a takedown and 2 3-point near falls, followed by an additional 2-point near fall to lead 12-2 after the second stanza.
And Lambrecht not only getting the reversal, but now has back points. At least 2. No, he's got 3. He held him for the 5 count. Got him for the full 5-second count. That gives 3 points, and he's got him again. Nope. Yeah, there's at least 2 now. And there's another 3 points for Lambrecht. And he's blowing this match open.
3 points for Lambrecht.
10-2 now the score. And the Oklahomans got some breathing room.
He's been to the Nationals the last 2 years in a row. The 2000 Southern Conference champion. Then he transferred, of course, All-American last year.
As the third period opened, Lambrecht held a 10-point lead. And when he added to his total and went up 14-2 on Roan, it's understandable why everyone in the building thought the match was over, including the announcers.
We're looking at a 10-point lead in the third period for Josh Lambrecht, who was about to win a national championship. His first as a junior from Oklahoma.
Still got some time left here, but it's a big lead. 12-2 now, 14-2.
The events that ended the match still defy logic and will live on in the history of comebacks and last-minute changes of fate. Down 14-2, Roan engineered what seemed like a meaningless escape. And then...
Thrown from Lehigh, coached by Greg Strobel, and oh! He's got him on his back in danger! And things happen quickly here. Roan looking for the fall against Lambrecht of Oklahoma. Plenty of time, over a minute.
What a huge move for Roan, who was down by 10 points. He may have it.
Took the reverse headlock the opposite way and totally caught Lambrecht by surprise.
5 counts inside the 45-degree mark would give him the match. A huge change.
And there's lots of time, still 40 seconds.
Roan from Lehigh on top, was down by 10. He's going for the pin.
And that's what he has to do. And watch for Roan to start circling to his left. I don't like stepping over. He ain't going to get it done there. He's got to move to the outside, circle to the head to bring that shoulder down. There it is. He's getting close.
13,000 people here at the Pepsi Arena looking for the first pin of the 2002 NCAA National Championship.
There it is.
He's got it. What a huge turnaround from the young man from Lehigh University. Jeff, what a huge turnaround. I gotta eat my words, Jeff. I said Lambrecht was about to win a national championship as a junior. That's why I love collegiate competition.
Without question, Roan never gave up.
Mental and physical discipline by the underdog, down by 10 points. What a beautiful, beautiful job by Rob Roan, the senior from Lehigh.